Hello friends, Hare Krishna. My name is Dr. Sonal Panchal. I'm a doctor of alternative medicine, and this channel, which is the Divine English, is going to cover two subjects. The first subject will be the Vedic spiritual knowledge, and the second subject will be the communicative English subject. The Vedic spiritual knowledge will be of self-realization, which is a six-session course, and after the six-session course will be an advanced course of the Bhagavad Gita. In the English communicative language will be a personality development kind of a course, which will help you have a good communicative skills for interviews, for stage performances, and your own self growth. So today's session I'm going to start with the first topic, namely search of happiness. So there are six topics. First is the search of happiness. Second is does God exist? Third is who am I? Fourth is one God or many gods. Fifth is why do bad things happen to good people? And the sixth is Bhakti Yoga. So, in the search of happiness, I would like to start with what are the similarities between animals and the human beings. So, to remember these similarities, there is an acronymic word which is SEED, that is SEED. So, these four-letter words will remind you of the common things of animals and humans, that is, sleeping, eating, enjoying, and defense. Both animals and humans, they sleep. Difference is animals sleep naturally, humans have an advanced way. They have a sophisticated designer bed. Sometimes they have to take pills for sleeping. Ease for enjoyment. Both animals and humans do procurement. For animals it comes naturally. For humans sometimes they have to make themselves with the help of TV, entertainment, or medicines. And then comes the defense part. For animals, they have their own defense system. It can be teeth, canines. They can go in a herd of, like if we herd of cattle. And for humans, it is more sophisticated. Like they have the army, and they have the force. They have ammunitions. So it is more technically advanced for the humans. So when we go to the differences, we go to the next topic, which is the differences. What is the differences between animals and humans? So again I will give you a four-letter acronym, that is A, B, C and D, for you to have a good remembrance of the differences. So A is the ability for higher thinking, which will be in humans. They have an ability for higher thinking. They have an advanced brain. And B will be for bliss. Humans can search for better happiness because of the ability to have a higher thinking. C is for choice. Humans have a choice of life. They can select what kind of life they want to lead. It can be like a career. You can choose to be a doctor, you can choose to be an engineer, and you can go for a better happiness. Well, as animals have a limited way of life, they do not have much choice, because animals, the next is for the determination. D is for determination. Determination for carrying out all these three activities. After this, I would like you to know that let's have a highlight of what kind of happiness is there. So there are two types of happiness. One is the relative happiness, and second is the real happiness. So what is the relative happiness? Relative happiness is the temporary happiness that we go through in our day-to-day lives. It can be like if you have a body pain, you take medicine. It can be your favorite food, like gulab jamun, chocolates. You eat it and then it's finished. So this is a relative happiness. Then will come the real happiness. So, what are the types of real happiness? So, I would like to give you the highlights of real types of happiness. There is a Sanskrit word which will be the Parthiva Ras. Parthiva is the external kind of a happiness, and this is limited. Then will be the Swargiya Ras. What is the Swargiya Ras? Swargiya Ras is like you are performing certain karmas in life, you do good deeds, and then after death you go to the heaven. You say heaven in English, that is the Swarg. So this Swargiya happiness is not permanent. In the Shastras it is given that once your span of the Swarg is done, then again you have to come back to the Mrityu Lok. So the Swargiya Ras is 1,000 times more than the Parthiva Ras. The third part is the Brahmin Ras. What is the Brahmin? Brahmin can be by birth, but in Kali Yuga the Brahmin is by his deeds. So what is a real Brahmin? A real Brahmin is a person with the Vedic knowledge, the knowledge of the spiritualism, and he will impart this knowledge to others. So by imparting others, by his activities, he becomes a Brahmin. So this Brahmin Ras, this Brahmin happiness is 10,000 times more than the Swargiya Ras. The next will be the Bhakti Ras. Bhakti Ras is the Ras of love for God. That is the prayer, the Bhakti. This Bhakti Ras I will be explaining you in your later classes. So this Ras is an ocean of happiness in which the Brahman Ras is just a drop. So Bhakti Ras is the ultimate happiness. Okay. Now we will go on to a step further in like what are the real problems of life. So again there will be an acronym of a word which is body. B-O-D-Y. B is for birth, O is for old age, D is for diseases, and Y is yield. So how is birth a problem? During birth a baby is in the mother's womb, which is a dark place, and there are small microbes that bite the baby, and during birth he goes through a small passage which again causes pain. So a baby is born crying. So birth is a problem, old age is a problem. Old age we suffer from arthritis, memory issues, and many other problems. And D is for diseases. During a lifespan we go through various kind of diseases. And Y is for yield, which is death. Death is a real problem. We don't want to die, but we do have to die because this is one of the rules of our life. And during death it is really very painful. It is like you can say thousands of scorpions biting at one time. And after this real problems there are three types of miseries, which is in Sanskrit it is the Adi Atmic misery, which is the miseries caused by our own mind and body. Like we keep on trying to fulfill our own self, like you are hungry, you want to go to the toilet, and etc. So that is like Adi Atmic. Then comes the Adi Daivik misery. Adi Daivik misery is caused by the natural calamities. So natural calamities like this coronavirus, which is like an epidemic. So these natural calamities, environment causes miseries. Then is the Adi Bhautik. Adi Bhautik misery is caused by other living beings, right? So all these miseries are there, then real pain problem is there. So what is the permanent solution to all this? So the permanent solution is there is a manual scripture which God has sung by his own speech. That is there are scriptures are there are Puranas are there. So there is one very simple scripture which is the Bhagavad Gita. This instruction manual, he has instructed us what types of karma and yoga we should follow, right? So there is an example of a person, a child who is lost. If you come through a child who is lost and we want to help him. So what do we do? Do we ask the child? Do we give him food? Or do we give him clothing to wear? Or do we ask him that the address of his parents, the name of his parents? This example is the same condition of us. We are like the lost child of a very, very rich father who is our God. We don't know the way back to Godhead. We don't know the way back. So, to our journey back to where we belong, this instruction manual will show you the exact path. So, as they say that in chikitsa, to have medicine we go to chikitsalay. For chikitsa we go to chikitsalay. For bhojan we go to bhojanalay. Similarly, this is dukhalay. So what do you get at dukhalay? You get dukhalay ashashvatam. This is what is a gyan of Bhagavad Gita. So this session is over. I will start with the next session. Hare Krishna.